And we are live. Alright, hey guys, how are you? It's Wednesday, it's hump day, and we're doing a session especially for you to keep you honest in your training. So the plan is as follows. We're going to be going into a HIIT session. It's going to be about 20 minutes long, 21 minutes long. It's a little bit longer than usual, and there may be some gremlins in the system because we are new to YouTube Live. So if all of a sudden we freeze on screen, apologies, but we will iron out some creases. So you guys get yourself set, and we're going to kick off in about 30 seconds. So I've got my tune set up behind camera. I've got my headphone on, so you should be able to hear me. So you get your home set up the way you like it, whether it's throwing it onto the TV, you get your tune set up, get your equipment. So all we need is a kettlebell, and possibly a chair, because if you want to scale, you need some support. That's what we use the chair for. All right, I've got a little bit of a helper over here to my right, Nathan. He's going to be shouting abuse and hopefully some helpful points at me. But hey, let's see how we get on today. Okay, so we're going to incorporate a little bit of a warm-up into our Wednesday and Saturdays because I'm conscious of the fact that we're live, obviously. So you can't guarantee that everybody's going to be warm. I have to warm up myself as well, so let's all do it. So we're going to get going now in about 5 seconds. We're going to start with lunges. So get yourself set up, get your space, get your feet hip width, and let's get lunging. So it's a big stride forward, drop the knee to the floor, stand back up, squeeze abs, and push away from the whole zone of that foot. So nice and slow, take your time. I'm conscious of the fact that you're just out of bed, possibly. So we just got to warm ourselves up, bring the muscles up to temperature, mobilize the ankles, the knees, the hips with our lunge, and get that blood flowing around the body a little bit more efficiently. Oxygenating that blood with the breathing, so it's always exhale on the exertion. Okay, so from here we're now going to go into bodyweight squats. So let's get our feet shoulder width, toes turned out, stick our butt out, sit our butt down, and then come back up again, nice and slow. Take your time. That's it. So remember our 3 scaling points that we've introduced. If in doubt with an exercise, remove the weight. If you're still in doubt, introduce a support structure, chair, wall. If you're still in doubt, then we reduce the range of movement. So remove, introduce, and reduce. Okay, so we're now going to sit at the bottom of our squat. We're going to hook our fingers under our toes, pushing our knees out with our elbows. We're going to raise our butt nice and high, stretch at the hamstrings for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then sit ourselves down for another 2 to 3 seconds. That's it. Hey, you're going to let me know if there's any comments coming in, right? Good. So if you've got any questions, guys, ask them. We can always do a little bit of a Q&A at the end. That's it. Nice work. So again, 3 seconds high, 3 seconds low, keeping the feet flat on the floor and keeping those fingers anchored under those toes. Okay, we're now going to go high plank. So 2 hands, 2 feet. Bring your right foot forward, plant it beside your right hand. And it's a big arm rotation on the right hand side. Down and change, left foot forward, left hand. Big arm rotation. Down and change. We're mobilizing through the... We're getting the upper and lower nice and warm. So we're going to be starting with some compounds just to get the body up to speed for the first 4 minutes. And then we're going to get into a nice 9-minute HIIT circuit using that kettlebell with full body movements. Okay, back to the high plank position. You're going to walk your hands in as close to your toes as you can, and then back out into the plank, and a quick push-up, and then repeat. Walk hands in, tip toes, walk hands out, and a push-up. Remember, with your push-ups and your squats, you're utilizing the whole sole or whole palm when you're pushing into the floor. Okay, and next time touch your toes, stand up tall, and we're back to our lunges again. Notice the difference, how much more mobilized you are with your lunges. Breathing might be a little bit elevated now as well. Okay, so first exercise we're going to get into is elevated bridging. So you're going to need your chair or equivalent. So everything is going to be 50 seconds worth of work, 10 seconds worth of rest. we're gonna do 1 round of elevated bridging, and we're starting in 10 seconds. So I want you to get your back on the floor, get your butt in nice and tight to the bottom of the chair, hold on to the 2 legs of that chair, left leg in the sky, drive through the right heel, and let's go. So we're keeping the left foot static, up nice and high, driving through that right heel to get those butt cheeks tight at the top. It's hamstrings on the way up and on the way down, and it's the butt cheek at the top. So in 7 seconds, I'm going to switch feet. It's going to be as seamless as possible. 3, 2, 1, switch and go. So I'm now feeling that through my left hamstring, left butt cheek. I'm not swinging my leg. I've got my foot, the sole of my foot parallel with the ceiling. And it's hanging up there, but it's not gaining momentum or helping in any way. 5 more seconds and I'm up. I'm going to grab my weight and I'm into squats. We've got a 10-second breather. Rest. Up we get. Grab your weight. 6 seconds. We're going into squats. 2 hands on the bell or 1. It's up to you. Feet shoulder width. And let's drop into those squats. So it's a big inhale as we drop down through the hips. Big exhale as we corkscrew the soles of those feet into the floor to get ourselves back and up tall. So after our squats, we're going to go into our overhead press, but we got another 30 seconds before that. So the thinking behind this is we're just getting everything, all the individual parts working, and then we're going to tie them all together into the meat of the workout. 15 more seconds. Don't forget your breathing. 10 seconds. 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest, 10 seconds. So we're going to go into overhead press. I'm going to go 25 to 25. 5 seconds. Bell up onto the right shoulder. And squeeze the abs, punch the sky. And I'm focusing on dropping that elbow nice and low, tight to my rib cage. And then squeezing my abs and driving myself under. And in 10 seconds time, I'm going to change hands as quickly as possible. 3, 2, 1, change and go. So after the overhead press, we've got a 10-second breather, and then we're going to go into our Romanian deadlift. So Romanian deadlift is not your stereotypical drop the butt as low as you can. You're hinging at the hips and maintaining a lot of tension on the hamstrings and glutes. 3, 2, 1, and rest. 10 seconds. So we're going to go into a Romanian deadlift now. 2 hands on the bell, shoulders folded into your back pockets, soft knees, maintaining chest out, push your hips back, and drive the floor away through the soles of the feet. So I'm reaching back with my hips, I'm reaching forward with my nose, I'm squeezing my abs, and I'm driving through the soles of those feet to come back up tall. I'm feeling that all the way up through the hamstrings, that's the backs of the thighs, into the butt cheeks, and then across and up into the middle upper back. But at all times, shoulder blades are pinned. So in 15 seconds, we're going to get into full body work. It's going to be 3 rounds of 3 exercises. Swing, sumo deadlift, high pull, and thruster. So we're starting to get more functional, bringing all the muscles in, and the heart rate's going to ramp up. And rest. All right, 10 seconds time, we're going into our swings. So don't go too far from the bell. 5 seconds, 2 hands on. 4, 3, 2, 1, and start swinging. So remember, with your swings, you're looking to drive the floor away with the soles of the feet. You're looking to squeeze the abs throughout and most aggressively at the top. And we're looking to keep our shoulder blades pinned into our back pockets. So that heart rate is going to start coming up, and it's going to stay up for the next 9 minutes. We've got 25 seconds to go, and you are already doing something positive for your Wednesday. We're aware of what day it is. It's not like we can go anywhere. 12 seconds. After this, you've got a 10-second breather between this and sumo deadlift high pull. And we never get our feet wide enough on the sumo deadlift. So that's what we're going to concentrate on today. And rest. So now I'm looking at my feet width. I'm now going to go even wider than my shoulders. My toes are turned out, pushing back and down through the hips. 2 hands on the bell, drive the floor away, and then that bell is propelled to the chin. So I'm concentrating on dropping my hips towards the floor, keeping my knees really aggressively pushed down to the side. I should be able to see across the room at all times. My head isn't being pulled down, my head is up. I've got a full glass of water on my head. Really feel that in the glutes and the hamstrings now. 20 seconds, and then I'm into thrusters. 15 seconds. Whew. This is going to take a big old bite out of me. 10 seconds. Remember, those arms are not pulling. I know it says high pull. It should be called high steer. You're steering with the arms. And rest. Whew. All right, we're going into thrusters. I'm going to split mine between right and left. In 3, bell up onto the shoulder. Feet shoulder width. Let's go. Sit into your squat, and then we power that to the sky. So it's a big inhale as we drop down through the hips, and it's a big exhale as we push that floor away above the head. And again, scaling. Remove the weight, introduce the support, reduce the range of movement. In that format, in that sequence. That's halfway. I'm switching. And we are now inside the last 15 seconds on thrusters before we go back for round 2, starting on swings. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. It's going to be swings again. Get your breathing right. How are we looking, Nathan?
No comments yet? No abuse?
Let's go. How are we looking, Nathan? No abuse yet. I love his optimism though. So remember, if you've got a question, or you just want to vent and get some expletives out, keyboard warrior style, feel free to do it at the end of the session, because I know if you're commenting now, you're not working to your full potential. We got 22 seconds left. I'm just changing up my grip on the swings, but every time I swing, I'm still focusing on those 3 points. Soles of the feet, shoulder blades pinned, abs tight. 10 seconds left. Second round of sumo deadlift, high pull next. 3, and rest. Don't go too far. As you get tired, that 10 seconds disappears very quickly. 5 left. Feet wide, toes out. Sit hips down. Let's go. And the extension on the hips is what's powering that bell away from the floor. You're utilizing all that energy stored in the hamstrings, the glutes, the quads, and the core. It's pushing the floor down. It's generating a hell of a lot more force than the weight, and therefore the weight is traveling in the opposite direction. And your arms are merely steering which way it goes. 15 seconds, keep those abs tight. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Wow, okay, heart rate's up now. We got our thrusters. Get the bell up.
Mary Garvey, lower back getting sore.
Okay, Mary. If your lower back is getting sore, I want you to concentrate on really squeezing the abs when you're exerting. So that means pop the chest out. You're holding a tennis ball between your shoulder blades at all times, and then you consciously, aggressively squeeze those abs. Possibly bring a chair in to act as a support, whether it's for your hand or whether it's for your butt. Halfway changing sides, but the reason I get tight on the lower back is generally because the back starts to round. We got to keep the chest popped and the abs tight, because that holds that spine in the most powerful position. 10 seconds left. Hope that answers the question. So remember your scaling. Remove the weight, introduce support, and reduce range. Rest. Woo. One more round. Especially on the swings, that's when the body tends to get lazy, and you gotta pop the chest and squeeze the abs. Let's swing. You've got me now concentrating more on my ab squeeze at the top of the swing. There's a big bucket of water in front of me. The kettlebell's trying to pull my head down into the water. I'm not allowing it. I'm keeping my chin up, head out of the water. Shoulder blades are pinned back. Squeezing those abs at the top. So we got 20 seconds left on swings, and then there's no more swings today. Well, unless you hit repeat on the workout and watch it later on. 10 seconds. Last set of sumo deadlift type pulls next. 3, 2, 1, rest. Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible moments in time. So far, Murphy's Law hasn't kicked in. This is a first. Huh? Now he's saying I've jinxed us. Sumo deadlift type pull, let's go. At least with the pre-records, we can edit them to a degree. Now you have me live in all my annoyance. Oh God. So remember, you're dropping the hips low. Think about coiling a spring. Your knees are out to the side, pointing in the same direction your toes are. Whew. Your head is up, your chest is out, your abs are tight. So if you don't do that, you're going to round that back. And a round back is not an efficient energy transfer. Can't do it. We're going into our thrusters after this. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Woo. Thrusters, last time. And then we're going to go into some more body weight. 3, bell up. Let's go. Dropping through the hips, powering that bell away. Inhale on the way down. Brace the abs at the bottom. Keep them squeezed throughout the top of the press. Keep the knees out to the side. 30 seconds to go. I'm going to change hands after this rep. 25 seconds left. So 15 seconds, the bell is going to go onto the floor between my 2 feet. I'm going to jump tall, 2 feet together, and feet out shoulder width and drop into a squat. I'm keeping my head up as I drop my hips into a squat and tip that bell, and rest. Woo. So we're going to do drop squat. Standing just behind the bell, feet together, we're going to spread our feet and drop into a squat. And let's go. Drop into a squat, up, toes together. Drop into a squat, up, toes together. Keeping the head up, we're using that bell as a point of reference for our hands. We want to get our 2 hands touching that bell. When our head is up, our shoulders are back, our chest is out. And that full glass of water on our head does not want to spill. So we're focusing on keeping that heart rate up now. And those legs should be burning. Remember, you're dropping through the hips. You're not hinging at the hips. You're dropping them straight down. The knees are out, the toes are out, and the soles of the feet are flat on the floor. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Put the bell in front a little further. You're going to go into a high plank at arm's length behind the bell. We're going to go tap, tap, and then down into a low plank and repeat. So high plank, tap once, tap twice, low plank. Tap once, tap twice, high plank. So we are working from a high plank to a low plank with 2 taps in between. Now remember, it's a plank first, so we're focusing on 4 points, low bearing. That's 2 hands and 2 feet, or 2 forearms and 2 feet. The hands are not out beyond the head, they're directly beneath the shoulders, and the palms are fully load bearing. That's it. Keep working, guys. We've got another 14 seconds, and then we're down onto our butt with our legs out straight, beside the bell. 3, 2, 1, sit down. Legs out straight, lean back onto the two palms. My two legs are to the left of the bell. I'm going to raise them up into the air, tip the top of the bell on my heels, and down to the right hand side. Up, tip the top of the bell, down to the left. I'm leaning back with my upper body, and I'm keeping my abs engaged. I'm starting to feel those hip flexors and quads giving out already. But predominantly, it's about the abs. It's a big McDonald's sign that you're drawing with your heels in front of yourself. 20 seconds, and then we're going to go through those 3 exercises one more time. Then we got a little bit of core work at the end, and then it's high fives all around. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest, up, drop squats, and again we're using that bell as our guide. 5 seconds, 4, feet together, 3, 2, 1, wide drop, touch, up together, wide drop, touch, up together, and we drop the hips. We don't drop the head, we drop the hips. That's getting tough now. Keep moving at the tempo that you can maintain that perfect technique with. Even though you're not load bearing with the kettlebell, it's still a good practice to keep the shoulders back, the abs tight, and the whole soles of the feet in contact with the floor. The fact that you're dropping the hips means you're avoiding using the knees for load bearing. They're doing what their job is, that's hinging. 7 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Low plank, tap, tap, high plank, tap, tap. And reach. Don't just get right on top of that bell. And let's go. Tap it, low plank, tap it, high plank. And think about the arms as the table legs. If you take a leg out of the equation, you don't want everything to fall off the table. So you got to squeeze those abs and make sure the load is taken by the 3 points still in contact. So we don't want to swing our hips as a counterbalance. We want to keep our abs tight and lock in that posture when we remove one of the structures of support. Physics. Science lesson on a Wednesday morning. Whew. That's getting very tough now. 10 seconds. And then we're going to go into our hurdles to finish. And then a little bit more floor work. And we're done. And rest. Sit down. OCD dictates. This time I put my 2 legs to the right hand side of the bell. I lean back on my 2 hands, abs are tight. Up, tip on top, down to the left. Up, tip on top, down to the right. I'm leaning back, my abs are tight, and my hands are taking the bare minimum. Whew. I'm trying to focus as much as possible on the abs doing the work and keeping me solid. I got 30 seconds left. I'm going to start trying to go wider with the feet now. When I go wider with the feet, I hit those obliques a little bit more. Just hitting the abs from a slightly different angle. We got 15 seconds. Wow, those thighs, tops and thighs, hip flexor area, and quads are really starting to give out. But I'm trying to keep my legs as straight as possible to keep the focus on the abs through the wall of the lever. 3, 2, 1. Up we get. No kettlebell involved. We're going to go into the high plank. Stay with me on this one. 3, 2, 1. High plank. Okay, so in this high plank, I want you to get a couple of things in check. I want your hands directly between your shoulders. Your fingers are clawing the floor. The ball of your hand is clawing the floor. And your feet are the exact same width as your hands. Now, without moving anything else but your knees, I want you to drop your knees within a centimeter of the floor without letting your hips drop and walk them in to the beast position directly beneath your hips. Hold it there for 1, 2, and then walk them back out into the high plank again. And then back into the beast. And again, imagine you have a full glass of water on your back. You don't want to spill it. So we're getting those knees right in over the hips. The knees are literally flirting with the floor in the beast position, but they're not load bearing. And rest. Woo! We got one more of them to do, and then we're done for today. 5 seconds, starting in a high plank. 3, 2, 1. 2 hands shoulder width. 2 feet also shoulder width. Full surface area contact with the hands. Shoulder blades relaxed. Abs tight. Keeping the hips up. Drop the knees down within the pencil width of the floor, and then back up to high plank again. Walking them in slowly and down, and holding it there for a second or two, and then walking them back out high plank. We've got 25 seconds left of work, guys. Keep moving. Oh, those abs are really starting to struggle. The glass of water is still in contact. It hasn't fallen off yet. We've got 10 seconds, last 10 seconds. Earn it. Oh, this is tough. 2, 1, rest. Woo! Okay. So guys, that is your workout. Let me just throw up the comments on my screen. If you've got any comments, let me know. So we are going into a cool down now. All right. Well, Nathan, we got it in there?
No.
They're all still lying on the floor. Okay, guys, so when you got a second, just get your feet nice and wide up into a passive hang. So go nice and wide with the feet, soften those knees, push the hips back, drop the hands to the floor and hang down there.
Outrageous from Emma.
Outrageous from?
Emma.
Emma. That's a good outrageous though, Emma, right?
That was great, thanks Adrian.
Adrian. Hey, you're very welcome.
The Sharida, that was a tough start to a Wednesday.
Hey, it's better than a crap start to a Wednesday, right?
It is, yeah. Is this Wednesdays and Saturdays?
Wednesdays 7 a.m, Saturdays 9 a.m, yeah. Okay, so in this position, guys, we're just relaxing as best we can. We're going ragdoll, backs to the legs, all the way up into the hips, hips into the lower back, and lower back into the middle upper back. Shoulder blades are opening up, and the shoulder sockets are releasing their tension on the shoulders themselves. Whew, control the breathing. In through nose, out through mouth. Okay, so we're going to go from there. We're going to put our right leg in front, drop our left knee onto the floor. 2 hands on top of the knee. Nathan is falling about laughing over there. Feel free to divulge here, Nathan. We're tipping our knee forward.
You missed it now, you missed it.
Stress on hip flexor. What is it?
The Sharida is not who it actually is. It's supposed to be someone else.
All right. Mistaken identity. So relax the shoulder blades. Feel that stretch come on the hip flexor. So hashtag fit by15, FITBY15. So it's how you can get fit by doing 15 minutes every day. That's why this session is here. We're running a 60-day challenge. It started on Monday. It's still early enough to sign up. The link is on our Instagram. Change sides. And part of this challenge is there's 2 live sessions every week. Wednesday morning 7 a.m, Saturday morning 9 a.m. And then those who are involved in the challenge get an email every day of the week with a 15-minute workout. Every day is focusing on a different area. Add all the 7 days up, you've got the full range. You've got cardio, you've got strength, you've got endurance, you've got power, you've got HIIT, you've got mobility, you've got headspace, you've got nutrition, full shebang. So send us a DM or an email if you want any more info. And these sessions on a Wednesday and Friday are open for anyone to try. Log in, give it a bash. Remember, we're dealing with different people from different walks of life and different abilities, so always apply your scaling. Remove the weight, introduce the support, and reduce the range of movement in that sequence one by one until your technique is dialed in. Because technique always beats tempo. Okay, slowly coming up to your feet, big breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And that, guys, is your day, hump day. All right, guys, so I will see you Saturday morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.